Welcome, everyone. Today, we are going to be doing some new demos, and we're going to be showcasing InfraCopilot's latest ability to deploy a Lambda container.
All right, so I'm going to show off our new capability to take a Docker image from Dockerhub and deploy that in AWS Lambda. We'll say I want to create an API and connect that to a Lambda running our sample Docker image, and then we'll connect that to a DynamoDB table. And so our little API that we've got running in this Lambda will store some data in DynamoDB, and then we'll be able to read that back. All right, cool. Looks like InfraCopilot figured out what we're trying to do here. So we've got our API gateway that'll front our Lambda. That Lambda is going to be running this demo image from Docker Hub. So that'll get pulled into ECR for us. And then when we invoke the Lambda, we can write data to our DynamoDB table and read that back. So let's now go ahead and use some new functionality, and we'll try to export our Pulumi IAC for this application. Perfect. Cool. So now let's go ahead and download that. Now inside of our IAC, we've got a Pulumi application with an index.ts file here that will contain all of our IAC resources. So here we have our DynamoDB table. So log groups, roles, policies, and everything else we need here to get this set up. We'll call it demo app 1. Okay, cool. So now I can run Pulumi up and give that a second to figure out what it's doing. Okay, cool. So now we can see it's going to go ahead and create our DynamoDB table, our REST API, and see here it's pulling in our image, setting up a Lambda. So let's go ahead and do that.
What about the DynamoDB schema? How is that configured, if at all, in the beginning?
Right now in our template, what we default to is just a hash key of ID that's of type string, but we'll be able to configure that in the future when we set up the resource configuration.
If I wanted to set things up outside of InfraCopilot, I would go in and change the schema in the infra's code, I'm assuming.
You could definitely do that.
Cool. All right, cool. So that's deployed. And now we get back an API endpoint from our deployment here. And now we'll go ahead and invoke this with curl real quick. All right, so we'll just store an item in here. All right, cool. So that worked. An item called 123. And now if I invoke curl items, we're able to get that back from our DynamoDB table.
That is pretty exciting.
Can you open that in a browser?
Let me just grab that API URL again. Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
So
Nice.
we're serving up this rotating orb.
Yeah. Off of our Docker image deployed with InfraCopilot. Awesome work hitting the goal. This is what we aimed for, and we did it. Great.
Good work. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you taking a look, and please be on the lookout for more demos in the near future.